I've been doing a lot of writing lately about worries. Our minds want us to avoid pain and to have more pleasure. Our minds want us to be safe to live. I think worrying is a way or a strategy we try to use within our thoughts to keep us safe and to change our circumstances. And I think for many of us, it does more harm than good. So as I record this video, it is, what day is today? It is February 24th, 2021. I've had several conversations lately, and I'm noticing this pattern in my thoughts that people's judgment still matters to me a lot. The way they interpret what I say, the way they respond to me, and the story in their heads about me all become a part of my thought process and the way I behave and the way I act around them. And I hear the same patterns from other people as I talk to friends and family and as I, read posts on social media. This all is very common in my experience. And it's just so interesting to think about what our minds do, right? I really want to share the things that have been helping me in this video. So we'll see how this goes. I didn't really plan it out as I've been doing lately. I'm practicing a lot of spur of the moment content creation because I really just want to share my own experience in real time and come from a place that's very raw and very real. I mean, I could stop right now. I could stop this video and write down, okay, here's 3 ways that you can, you know, take back control of your thoughts and, you know, let little things people say go or whatever. I don't know, that just doesn't feel like me yet. um, but yeah, I really believe very strongly in keeping the ball in your court when it comes to interacting with people. Um, I am a really big fan of Jody Moore. I'm a really big fan of Brooke Castillo, and I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I've heard a lot of people talk about the importance of focusing on your ability to choose. It's something that I care a lot about, and I can talk about it all day. It's really interesting to think about, and it's just when I reflect for myself about the story that's in someone else's head, it honestly is a huge shift to recognize it's really all just in my head. I'm really just creating that story myself because no matter how much people say, no matter what proof they present to you about you, none of it has any effect until you start to let it permeate your own thoughts. Because everything those people say, it may be true, it may be not. It doesn't have to have any foundation in fact or it doesn't have to have any actual proof. If you just accept it and if you let it stick, or if it just sticks because it fits into your perception of who you are, then that's when it starts to affect your actions and it starts to change your story, or it starts to bring up parts of your story that you would rather ignore. Um, I had an experience with Katie, my wife, um, 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. Um, and I'm starting a life coaching business. Um, I've been working on it, since the beginning of the new year. It's been, since November, December, sometime at that point. I really realized I wanted to be a life coach last summer, but I'll tell more about that story later. And I just realized that I sort of shift into coaching mode with Katie frequently. And it's not that it's a bad thing, but the energy that I show up with Katie was, I want to shield myself from your emotional experience, and being your coach is my way of doing that. So, being in husband mode, I sort of experience more of your emotions and feel more of this painful part of your story in my own head. Um, and the feeling that I realized I was trying to um, protect myself from was powerlessness. I don't have any power within me to make life easier for Katie. I don't really have any power to alter her story. Like, she gets to do that herself, and she's already very good at doing that. And I've just realized that the more I really listen to her and become aware of my own process, I just realized that she has her own way of managing her feelings and processing her feelings. The problem comes up for me when I start to take her process personally to myself. The way she expresses her feelings and thoughts is about her, and the more I acknowledge that and show up in a way that honors that, the better we're able to communicate with each other. And it's been amazing the change that has happened with that. I got home from work last night, and we um, I helped Katie finish up a project, and helped her get out the door and go to a meeting that she had on her schedule. And so I put the kids to bed and everything, and it was just amazing the difference that I felt. Like, it's so helpful to recognize that the the process of the people around you is never about you. Like, their story is never about you. And I mean, I I feel pretty grateful that Katie doesn't frame things in a way usually that makes things about me. Like, she doesn't ever say, "Well, Rob, you didn't do enough like this, or you didn't show up for me." She doesn't ever frame things in that way. And it really helps me. It is helpful for me to help reinforce that truth, that her process really is about her, and that I get to show up and be there for her without feeling or going back, like regressing back to thinking, oh, she is hurt because I did something wrong, or she feels frustrated because I'm not good enough to support her through this. So a really, a really amazing shift, and it makes a big difference in the way I'm able to show up at work. It makes a difference in the way able to interact with friends. And it doesn't mean that there's this perfect enamel now over how I interact or how I feel. I still, you know, I don't think it's healthy to expect, oh, I will never feel offended again. Oh, I will never, you know, have a thought that maybe something someone said is true and it has personal hurtful impact on me. There's always more work to be done, I guess. But I mean, every little step in the right direction is it makes a big difference. It's so helpful. So that is what I wanted to share in this video. My YouTube channel is Identity Shift. I hope that you comment below and like this video and subscribe to the channel. I am really excited to keep this conversation going, to keep sharing what I learn, and I just am so amazed by what we can accomplish with thought work. Um, there are so many voices out there that are talking about letting go of other people's judgment of you and finding the life that you want. And I really think it's all easier and so much closer to us than we think, than we realize. I really believe that. It doesn't mean that thought work is an easy thing to do, but the um, cost benefit analysis is so biased towards benefit with thought work. The changes that you can make with just small, consistent effort is so astounding. It's so remarkable. Um, right. That, I think, is it for now. And I'm going to leave you with those thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.